Constantinople did not fall because its walls were weak. They were among the strongest ever built. It did not fall because the city was unimportant. For over 1,000 years, it had been the center of an empire that refused to die, and it did not fall because no one saw it coming. Constantinople was warned. For centuries, the city stood as a barrier between worlds, East and West, Christianity and Islam, trade and war. Its massive Theodosian walls were a triple-layered masterpiece of engineering. They had stopped every enemy that came before them. Attila failed, Arab armies failed, Crusaders failed, until betrayal opened the gates from within. By the 15th century, the Byzantine Empire was a shadow of its former self. Its territory had shrunk to the size of a city-state, but the people still believed in their stones. They always had. What most people don't realize is that Constantinople's leaders were given the chance to save themselves. A master engineer named Orban arrived at the city gates. He brought blueprints for a new kind of weapon, a cannon so massive it could shatter stone that had stood for a millennium. He offered his services to the Christians first, but the empire was broke, and its leaders were proud. They dismissed his price and his absurd machines. Denied by the West, Orban walked straight to the enemy. He told the young Sultan Mehmed, "I can cast a cannon that could blast the walls of Babylon itself." The warnings came quietly at first. Then they came with fire. Beyond the walls, the young Ottoman Sultan was watching. Mehmed II was only 21, but he was obsessed. He studied the failures of every general who had died outside these gates. He understood something the aging emperors inside did not. The walls were strong, but the city behind them was fragile. While Constantinople debated religious concessions and begged for European aid that would never arrive, Mehmed prepared for the impossible. Mehmed realized the city's harbor was protected by a massive iron chain, making a naval assault impossible. Most leaders would have given up. Instead, Mehmed ordered his men to grease massive wooden logs and build a road over the rugged hills behind the city. Overnight, the defenders looked out and saw the impossible. The Ottoman fleet was sailing over the mountains, thousands of men and dozens of ships being hauled over land, bypassing the harbor chain. It was a psychological masterstroke. The impenetrable city was now surrounded on all sides. The siege began in April 1453. At first it looked familiar until the cannon spoke. Day after day, stone cracked, towers weakened. Defenders patched breaches at night, only to watch them reopen by morning. On May 29th, the walls finally gave way. The city that had outlasted empires fell in a matter of hours. What's haunting is not just that Constantinople fell, but how quietly its fate was decided. Not in the final charge, but years earlier, when Orban was turned away at the gate, when hesitation was mistaken for caution. The fall of Constantinople didn't just end an empire, it reshaped the world. Scholars fled west, carrying the ancient knowledge that would spark the Renaissance. The medieval world closed. The modern age began. History often remembers the moment the gates are breached, but the real fall happens long before that. Sometimes history doesn't collapse in chaos. Sometimes it waits.